guys, so today I'm going to show you how I created this Halloween wreath using the long mesh from Walmart, and the accent bats and spiders are also from Walmart, and the centerpiece is from the Dollar Tree. This cost me a total of $9. It'll cost you about $12 if you do not have any of the supplies, any of the pipe cleaners, or the wreath rings, or any of that kind of stuff. If you can get this at the Dollar Tree, you're not going to spend more than, $12 on this. But I wanted to show you how I created this using the same system I used in the past. So what you're going to want to do is have 6 pipe cleaners on the inside and 6 pipe cleaners on the outside in a zigzag pattern. You're going to start either on the inside or the outside, that's completely up to you, and you're just going to twist down the mesh. Then you're going to create your poof. The longer mesh does take a little bit more time to work with when creating these poofs, so just keep that in mind. Just keep working with it. It may be a little bit more difficult, but you can do it. Then after that, you're just going to snip off the excess when you're done with the bottom round. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing at the center of your wreath, or at the end, depending upon where you started. You're just going to want to go around the next bit of your wreath ring. Once you've got them all down, you're going to want to take and twist the pipe cleaners underneath and tighten the mesh down to the wreath ring, if that makes sense. You're basically just wanting to hold everything in place. Then I took my sign and I centered it the best that I could, and I used a ribbon that was about the same color as my sign just because I didn't want to see that. You can also use floral wire. It's completely up to you. I just had the ribbon on hand, and so I used it. Once I've gotten that in place, I am going to go ahead and cover my pipe cleaners with some ribbon that I had on hand. But if you used black pipe cleaner, or whatever color is going to blend in with your wreath, you're not going to need to do this step. But because of this tutorial, I like to use the brighter colors so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So now that I'm going to display this, I'm going to cover it. Then I always like to hang it up on the wall, stand back from it, and then kind of look to see what needs adjusted. After a couple of days of adjusting and moving, I finally have this wreath how I want it to look. One thing I will tell you guys is that using the larger width rolls, though I only had to use one roll, it was harder to manipulate the mesh. So I feel like next time if I were to cut these down into smaller portions, it would be easier to manipulate. It was just a little bit more frustrating for me. It wasn't impossible, it was just more frustrating, and I feel like I didn't have as much control over the poofs as I wanted. So just keep that in mind if you plan on making these. Bonus, you only have to use one roll of mesh. Disadvantage, it is harder to use and manipulate and get them to sit the way that you want to because it is such a bigger roll. So what I decided to do, this wreath cost me a total of $10, guys. That's it. I didn't spend any more than that, so this is another option if you don't want to use all the ribbon. Just get a very decorative mesh. And I found these guys at Walmart. What I ended up doing was, this bat I can move around, but I'm keeping him there because he's hiding kind of like a little gap that I have there from the string. This bat blended in with this, and there's bats on the sign itself, so I thought, okay, that would go perfect there. And it hides the 2 ribbons holding the bottom piece in. And then this ribbon over here isn't that noticeable, and this kind of like overlaps it, so I wasn't too worried about it. And then I tucked in 2 spiders, got an orange one over here and a purple one over there, just to kind of add a little bit more to it. And that's kind of what I came up with for $10, Walmart, Dollar Tree items. And my only complaint, like I said, is that the longer the mesh, or the wider the mesh I should say, the harder it is to manipulate and get it to really do what you want. So just keep that in mind. It might take you a few days, you might get a little frustrated, but just work with it. And if you're having too much trouble, just cut it into, I don't know, probably like 3 pieces. That's what I would say. Cut it into 3s and then just work with it that way and you'll be fine. But that's it, guys. There is another wreath tutorial for you, another version, another fun way to do it. And if you guys are enjoying these, please let me know by leaving a comment or giving this video a like, sharing it, pinning it. The more views I get on videos, the more I kind of get an idea of what you guys are liking. So that's it, guys, and I'll see you soon.